Family, friends, fellow gamers, educators, and students, welcome to Grumpy Gnome Gaming. I am Grumpy Gnome. Let's get some grump on. Awesome. Let's get some grump on. In Baldur's Gate, baby. Baldur's Gate 1 in 2025. Here we go. This is just to prove that this is one of those games that has withstood the test of time. I am going back to my first original party I have ever run in this game. And this is going to be a walkthrough slash, I don't even want to call it a tutorial, because there's going to be spoilers. And if you're watching a tutorial, that usually indicates you're not familiar with the game and you may want to try it. So there's going to be a lot of spoilers in this game. But if that's your cup of tea, by all means, join me. Here we go. Single player. Boom. And we're going to do a... how do we do this now? I think we're going to do a new game and we're going to import a character. Boom. Or do we want to create a party? Let's try that. Cancel this, create a part. No, I don't want to. I just want to bring in one character as my main character. And that's going to be Carlo, right down here. Carlo the Paladin. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Cha-ching. And there's our good buddy Carlo. He's going to be the leader of this group. I don't want to say that I min-maxed him, but I min-maxed him. I gave him a 1834 strength because after 6 hours I got sick and tired of re-rolling stats on him. So you know what? I am contento with a 34 right here, because if I really wanted a higher strength, I would just go out and find a Toma strength and kick this up to, it's either going to go to 18 double aught or it'll go to 19. Now, I did give him an 18 strength, and there is a strategy behind that, because I am going to pick up a character, a main character, that a lot of people know, who's not the brightest character in the game, who carries with him a space hamster. Anyway, Minsk. Minsk is, he only has a 13 dexterity, so when we get those here's spoiler again, when we get the gauntlets of, I don't know what it is, dexterity, I'm going to give it to Minsk so he can kick his 13 dexterity up to 18. And that is going to be spades in this game, and I'll show you why here in a little while. Constitution 18, this is the max that Carlo can have as a fighter. This is actually going to give him +4 against his armor class. Intelligence and wisdom, these numbers don't play any significance in the game for this character. So I basically took his intelligence 1 above minimum, only because I didn't want him running around as a minimum intelligent paladin. And wisdom for 13, this is the lowest wisdom I could take as a paladin. And then, of course, a charisma of 18. He is our leader, and this charisma is going to benefit him in a few different ways. When we purchase stuff at the inns, we'll get a good discount on it. When we speak with certain people, we will get better rewards. And I'll explain those as we go along. My 2 weapon proficiencies I've taken are the longsword, and I put 2 plips into that, so he gets all of his bonuses in longsword. And then I gave him a crossbow, because I'm already going to have 2 other party members with bow and arrow. So rather than having a 3rd archer in the group, I'm giving him a crossbow to mix it up a little. And besides, later game, there are some really cool crossbow bolts that we will talk about. After this build here, I'm probably going to start focusing on his sword and board proficiency. And scratch that. The next proficiency I'm going to give him is going to be in a blunt weapon. Because in this game, when you encounter skeletons, you're going to need a blunt weapon to do maximum damage. If you're using a longsword or a crossbow, you're only going to do 1 point of damage every time you hit. So you need something like a mace, a morning star, a flail. Any of those items will work. Appearance, I wasn't really too particular with this. I basically gave him a color combination that kind of matches his picture. And for a voice, I was going back and forth between scholarly and, because we're just a teaching family, so scholarly would be a one of the choices.
Let's give them a right thrashing.
Well, of course. I grow torpid and require... How tedious all this... My spleen!
Okay.
Alas, my life's blood seeps out.
It sounds...
How may I be of assistance?
It sounds intelligent, but it also sounds a little bit wimpy, like he may be a back party member. The other one was commanding.
Feel my power. Do as I say, and I'll see you through the trial. Rest when we can. Fight when we must.
He's commanding. Okay, here we go. Done. All right, so there is our person. We're going to name him Carlo. Welcome, Carlo, to the jungle. Carlo, do we want to... I don't think we need to give him a last name. We'll just... Carlo. Boom. And we're good to go. Let's accept him. I think this is what we want to hit. Boom. And we are actually going to play core rules. I am a veteran. I actually go all the way back to 1st edition Dungeons & Dragons. Actually, let me rephrase that. It's 1st edition Advanced Dungeons & Dragons. So yes, I am a student of Gary Gygax. So we don't need any of this 25% less damage stuff. We're going to go right into the full damage. No benefits. Let's journey onward.
Nestled atop the cliffs that rise from the Sword Coast, the citadel of Candlekeep houses the finest and most comprehensive collection of writings on the face of Farron. It is an imposing fortress, kept in strict isolation from the intrigues that occasionally plague the rest of the Forgotten Realms. It is secluded, highly regimented, and it is home. Within these hallowed halls of knowledge, your story begins. You have spent most of your 20 years of life within this keep's austere walls, under the tutelage of the sage Gorion. Acting as your father, he has raised you on 1,000 tales of heroes and monsters, lovers and infidels, battles and tragedies. However, one story was always left untold, that of your true heritage. You have been told that you are an orphan, but your past is largely unknown. Lately, Gorion has been growing distant from you, as if some grave matter weighs heavily on his heart. You have asked about his concerns as gently as possible, but your queries have been in vain. Your sole comfort is the knowledge that he is a wise man, and you know he will tell you when the time is right. Nonetheless, his silence is troubling, and you cannot help but feel that something is terribly wrong. Today, Gorion has appeared more agitated than ever, and now he has uncharacteristically interrupted your chores in the middle of the day, imparting hurried instructions for you to equip yourself for travel. He has handed you what gold he can spare, but given no clue as to why. Nevertheless, you now stand before the Candlekeep Inn, ready to purchase what you need for an unplanned and unexpected journey.
All right, here we go. We are in the game. So, the first thing, we're standing outside the Candlekeep Inn. Prepare yourselves for some spoilers here. We're going to go into the inn.
Yes? Yes.
And the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to walk over here to this dude right here, which is Firebead Elvenhair. And we're going to speak with this guy 30 times. And the reason, here comes one of many spoilers. The reason we're going to speak with him 30 times is because he will drop 300 gold into our pocket for that little little, what do you want to call it? I don't know, an Easter egg. Let's call it an Easter egg. So here we go.
For now.
Gonna go over here.
It's hard to find decent folk nowadays.
Yeah, we're gonna hear a lot of that going on. Ah, yes, back with the hallowed halls of Candlekeep. The Iron Crisis is upon us. The trip from Baragos was more than hazardous. I am not going to read all of these. Anyway, you're Garion's ward. Yeah, okay. Would it permit an old man jealous? It used to say so. I left an identify scroll with Tethtoril in the inner grounds. He should be done examining it by now. Go fetch it. So basically, we are in this giant library type city, and our goal is basically run errands for people. So, okay, there's one.
It's hard to find decent
Two,
folk nowadays. It's hard to
three,
find decent folk
four,
nowadays.
5,
It's hard to
6,
find decent
7,
folk nowadays.
8,
It's hard
9,
to find
10,
decent folk
11,
nowadays.
12,
It's hard to find
13,
decent folk
14,
nowadays.
15,
It's hard to find
16,
decent folk
17,
nowadays.
18,
It's hard to find
19,
decent folk
20,
nowadays.
1,
It's hard to find
2,
decent folk
3,
nowadays.
4,
It's hard to find
5,
decent folk
6,
nowadays.
7,
It's hard to find
8,
decent folk
9,
nowadays.
10.
It's hard to find decent
And there
folk
is-
nowadays.
There's our 300 gold. So that gives us a little bit more buying power, but we're not done yet. Next thing we're going to do is come on over here. And if you want to, at this point, purchase your stuff from Winthrop, you can. There's a couple more things we can get as long as we're here. There is a chest over here. It is locked, but one thing that we can do is break it. If you have a thief and you attempt to detect a trap on here, you'll actually find a trap, but opening it will not set it off. So I'm going to come here. It's going to say locked. We're just going to use a fist and give it a good bash. And if one bash doesn't work, we'll do another one. 18 gold, armor scroll, and that looks like infravision. Right now we're collecting everything. Later in the game, this is garbage. In this bookcase over here, or whatever you want to call it, the shelving unit, we'll find a dagger. So we'll take that. Over here, this is another... this is the first encounter where your charisma is going to matter. So we got a group of nobles, and if you spark up a conversation with them, you can actually influence them to take their valuables upstairs and put it into their nightstand. And the reason that's important is because if you have a non-human thief with maximum dexterity, you can actually not pickpocket, but you can pick lock their night chest and get their valuables out of there. I want to say their valuables are worth either like 175 gold or maybe 250-ish gold, like that. So what you do here is you talk with him.
No time to chit-chat.
Okay, one thing you're going to also discover in this game is the nobles are very snooty. I guess that's a good English word. We have other words for it here that I'm not going to mention because I have young ones that watch this. So anyway, step up to the heat, young one. You'll need it to warm your chill bones of the monks. So the monks he's referring to are all of those green cloaked people that are around us. If you've never played this before, those are your tutors. You walk up to them, they give you a little clue to the game on how to play it. So anyway, continue. So, yes, darling, isn't it? They're most standoffish. So that's her speaking. So now we're going to go ahead and we've got one of 4 choices that we're going to say. Now, the choice that we want is number 3. Oh, I would not let it concern you, my lady. Perhaps they are not used to wealth such as yours. You are quite wealthy, are you not? Whoa, was that a follower? I just heard the ding thing go off. Oh, there we go. Jung Kit is rating. Oh, my freaking nuts on a biscuit. You're rating with 23? Is it Jun or Jun? Oh, my God. Dude, you are my hero of the day. Thank you so much. Okay. So anyway, as we were saying, holy nuts. I think that is only the second raid I have ever gotten. Awesome. So here we go. I would not let it concern you. You are quite wealthy. Bring a lot of expensive jewelry with you. Yes, that is what we're going to pick. And then they're going to say, perhaps it was, look through here. We're showing off. I'm going to go lock it back up at the room to not offend anybody. And off they go. Boom. So, capital idea, lovely. Perhaps we should do the same. Here we go. So, cha-ching. There they go. They're going upstairs. We are going to follow them. But unfortunately, as a paladin, we will not be able to get into their chest of belongings. Oh my God, was that another follower? Holy nuts. Jung Kit is now following. Hey, oh my God, thanks. Is it Jung or Jun? I appreciate you, man. I really do. Thank you very much.
Think carefully.
So, oh my God, what is going on here? Oh, Yug. Okay, good evening. So it's evening with you. So you are overseas. Just finished my cursed play with Baldur's Gate 1 tonight. Actually, my previous playthrough on Baldur's Gate 1 was with a party of murder hobos. I ran an all half-orc evil party. And they were just set out to do as much destruction in the game as possible. Unfortunately, when you get to that certain level of, what do they call it, respect or, oh my gosh, I already forgot what that term was. It's where they like you or they dislike you. And I hit that point where every town I went into, I was being attacked. And at a young experience level, it's not a good idea. So anyway, we got 4 gold in this chest here. Did you have the authority? Yeah, I did. Huh. I am the Flaming Fist. So, yeah, they were all over me with their mercenaries and their mages. Okay, rule of thumb when you have a sleeping person. Good stomp. What's up? Hey, reputation, that's the word. Yeah, like Joan Jett would say, I had a very bad reputation. And I didn't give a damn about it. So anyway, that's good old Joan Jett for you. Okay, sleeping people, rule of thumb. If you do not bother them...
This is excruciatingly dull.
Okay, he's getting upset that we're not doing anything. Sleeping people, do not bother them. They don't bother you. So we're not going to bother them. If we were evil, we might stick a dagger through his ribs or something. Anyway, this one's locked. Once again, we're going to force it. So we can get into this one. We get us a necklace. And what do we got going on here? Now you're balancing your villainous needs with a paladin. A paladin is actually the first player the character I ever ran in Baldur's Gate. Because when I first started playing Advanced Dungeons and Dragons, a paladin was my first character. And I failed to. Well, if we do this a couple times, we'll probably get into it. Let me find the hotkey for this. Is it 3? No. Is it 4? No. 5? No. Is it F's? F. No. 6, 7.
Again?
Oh, there it is. 6 or 7. So let's try this. Nope, wrong one. This one. Nope. Oh, doggone it. Forget it. And now I don't know what I did.
Yes.
Come back here. I'm just going to give it a couple more whacks to see if we can get into it. There we go. Awesome. So is that a potion of clarity? I think it is. Gold. And you know what? I really don't want to show you guys this. Only because of my reputation or my alignment. But this noble right here, don't talk to him. I'm going to show it to you anyway. Okay, what's going on? When I look over there, I'm actually looking at my chat window. You're balancing it out. Yeah, you actually hear two of them. Those are my familiars in the back. I got two little parakeets that are covered up. It's that big green blob you see in the corner of the window. And if I don't leave them covered, they take over the show. And I can't have that. So I try to cover them up to shut them up. But somehow they know when I'm recording. Okay, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to quick save because I don't want this on my record. So quick save. Now, if you take a bare fist and if you instigate an attack on a noble, and if you knock him out, now you, okay. So now we got enemy sighted. We didn't hit him with the first punch. So that's not a good thing. I'm going to do it a couple more times just to try to get him down. And then we will, come on, boom, there he goes. Then you pause the game. He was unable to call for help, so he's still in yellow, which means he's unconscious, or he's scared. And then what you do is you go to his chest,
For now.
and then we try to pick it, or smash it open. And if we're lucky, we can get into it. Gosh, I wish I knew what the hotkey for that was. There we go. And this just picked us up 86 plus whatever the fire. Oh my gosh, he's awake. This up here is the chest where the noble people downstairs put their things in. But you have to have a sub-race other than human with a maximum dexterity, and then put all of your points into pick locks. And then you can get into this. I'm not able to, so I'm just going to get out of here. Oh my gosh, you guys are lighting me up over here. Okay, you miss Budgie. You're good companions, yeah. Okay, my daughter got a budgie on her first pet. They're super cute. They are. The only problem is if you're trying to teach them to talk, it's my understanding if you have more than one together, they will never learn to talk. They just do their own thing with each other. I've been trying to teach them bad words for years now, and they just keep doing their thing. So, daughter had one, super cute. R.I.P. Sorry to hear. Did somebody lose a budgie? Oh, you missed yours. Okay. Yeah, that's too bad. Yeah, it was 4 years. Had him for 8. Wow, that's a good life. That is a good life for a tiny little bird. Okay, let's get back into the game. So we've done everything we can do at the Candlekeep Inn. Now is a good time to visit Winthrop over here. And
My hotel's as clean as an elven arse.
And that is something, that is a vision you are never going to erase from your mind. How clean is an elven arse? I don't know. Here we go. Well, hello there. You come to visit old Winthrop, your pal. Okay, see, this right here tells me that we've known each other for quite a while. And a lot of times when I'm playing this game, I like to keep in the text of it. So since we've known this guy for quite a while, we're not going to pretend that we're new to him, or we're not going to treat him any differently than we would have treated him in the past. Well, don't forget the 10,000 gold piece entrance fee. That's absolutely ridiculous. There's no such thing as that. And as per Candlekeep custom, okay, that's outrageous. What kind of fool do you take me for? No, if he's a pal, we're not going to talk to him like that. Besides, I'm a paladin. I kind of have to be good. Okay, you always were the big kidder. This is the one I usually use. It gets funnier every time I hear it, so we're just kind of laughing with him. Or, I don't have that kind of entry fee. No, I'm not an idiot. So we're not going to do this one. So we're going to do number 2. And now it's, just having a bit of fun with you. So anyway, what do you got? Here we go. So here we can either get a room, which we do not have to, because we're not spellcasters. Once a spellcaster burns through all of their spells that they can cast at any given time, then they need to rest to regain their spell points. This one here is for weaponry. over here where we can purchase different weapons and armor if we keep going down. And then we've got this right here is the bar. And what they mean by rumors is this will give you hints in the game as to what you're supposed to do or what you're supposed to look out for. And you can drink yourself into oblivion if you want. Every time you buy a drink, you get a rumor. We never do that. But for armor and stuff here, and this is going to seem a little bit silly to some of you, but I am only going to purchase what I can't find outside. And that's another one of the benefits of playing this game for a while is you already know what's ahead of you. Where did we leave off at? 8 years, Budgie was a lorikeet companion. I'm going to say that they just scream at each other and they don't cream each other. So, yeah, okay. Has, scream, there we go. I tried to sleep. Okay. Oh, I tried time to sleep. Okay, you're going to sleep now. So, Jung, thanks a lot for joining us, man. Good night. And by all means, man, check out Grumpy Gnome Gaming. And I also have a fishing channel with Grumpy Gnome Fishing. If you're into sharks and rays of the bizarre kind, I'm talking shovel-nose sharks, thornback sharks, and of course, round stingrays. Good night, man. I appreciate you. Thank you, and thank you for bringing your friends along. Dang, that just made my day. Thanks, man. Okay, here we go. I know I'm going to find a longsword out there, so I don't need a longsword right now. But what I am going to purchase is... I'm debating if I want to get this now or later. I'm thinking later. I could probably buy this when we get to the Friendly Arm Inn. Hint, that's going to be our next destination. But I do want to get a crossbow already. And I'm going to buy... Okay, in this game, 12 is the magic number. And the reason I say that is because 12 purchases here will actually fill up 3 quivers of your allotted bolts and arrows. But since I'm going to need another one for an errand, I'm going to purchase 4 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is going to give me my full quivers up on top, plus 1 quiver to give away. So we're done with this. I'm not going to buy armor before I eat my words on that. Yeah, because once we get to Friendly Arm, we're going to... Once we get to the Friendly Arm, we're going to be able to get more. I will take this number up to 12 because of somebody who's going to be joining us shortly. And I think that's going to do it. I do want a helmet. Boom. Now, my conundrum here is, do I want to start buying stuff for my next companions that I know I'm going to get? And I'm thinking maybe not right now. So I'm going to buy this stuff. Boom. And I'm going to sell all these little items that we picked up along the way. If they're bright, you can sell them. If they're dull, they're not sellable. Flame dance ring, and then we get into my stuff, the crossbow and the bolts. So, you'll also notice we paid a lot of money for this thing, and he'll buy it back at a very, very, very high depreciation value. But here we go. Sell those. You know what? We're done. Let's get into this game. So I still have a staff that I'm going to use as a weapon. And that's good enough for this area. Now, if you're a new player, you're going to want to go in this direction. That's what he's here for. He's there to bait you to go clockwise. We're actually going to go counterclock. And we're just going to walk around the entire perimeter of this place and do our little errands as we get to them. Good stomp. Wow. Never heard that terminology before. Like I said, I've only been raided one other time. So good stomp. Yeah, man, you guys literally just walked over me. By the way, I hope you see Gummy on your YouTube. Oh, ha. Okay. Maybe one of these days I'll put them on, and they'll do their own show. And then good night, mate. Check it out. So, am I to assume that you guys are probably around the? No, wait. If you're in Australia, it's going to be morning time here shortly. It almost sounds Europe. But anyway, yeah, I do have a loyal viewer in Denmark. Her name is Marlene. She usually joins me for my Banished videos. Okay, this right here is the barracks. No, barracks? Barracks. Okay, now, this dude right here, this is Fuller. I'm sorry, is it Fuller? Yes. He is the captain of the guard over here, and if we get a conversation going with him, he's basically going to tell us that one of his guards people had a little bit too heavy of a night the night before and forgot some of their stuff in the locker over here. And
Think carefully.
you know what? Maybe not. Hold on. Meadfield Knight, that hull is too much. Poor sap. Had to go to his gate this morning. I don't know how he does it. What can I do for you? When we talk to Hull, he's going to tell us he forgot his sword. Anyway, since we're doing errands, we're going to ask him, what could we do for you? And he's going to say, errands, yeah, I need a quarrel of crossbow bolts. Could you get me some? And we're going to say, yes, we can. And that's why we bought the additional ones. Thanks, kid. And here's an interesting thing. Remember that 18 charisma I was telling you about? He's giving us a dagger. My father killed a hobgoblin with this once many years ago. Stabbed him right in the back, he did. Ain't a broadsword, but it'll do in a pinch. So, we're going to get that item right here. 50 experience, which may be more than we would have gotten with a lower charisma. We lost the bolts, but we got the dagger. Now, the interesting thing about this dagger is it's a magical dagger. And the way you see that is you come over to your possessions, and you can see that this has a blue hue around it. Blue indicates magical. And if you click on it, it's not going to, well, I'm sorry. If you try to look at it, it's not going to tell you anything special. I already know this is a +1 dagger. But another rule of thumb, remember the sleeping people, don't bother them, they don't bother you. Rule number 2, if you don't know what it does, do not equip yourself with it. Because there are cursed items in this game. Now, we cannot identify it because we're not a mage, but this does tell us we have a dagger. Now, I never did equip myself. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to take my crossbow up to there, take my bolts, they're going to go into these quivers up here, and now you can see where 12 was the magic number. These arrows are going to be for Emoen later on that when we get to it. And there's a helmet just to avoid any critical hits that may fall upon us. Now, I could give myself this dagger because really I'm not proficient with the staff either. With the staff, basically, Thaco, to hit armor class 0. So to hit armor class 0, I need a natural 20. But there are modifiers in the game. Unfortunately for me, my modifier goes negative. So I basically need to roll a 21 on a d20. To hit with the staff. Since I am proficient with a crossbow, I only need a 17 to hit. Now, unlike Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition, armor class is reversed. In 2nd edition, or the original Advanced Dungeons & Dragons, the lower your armor class, the better armored you are. So if you are an armor class 10, you're running around naked. If you are an armor class -10, you are a tank. And you can fill in everything that falls in between those two, depending on where your armor class is. Now, the real cool thing about the 18 dexterity is right here, it lowers my armor class by 4. So where I would have been naked with an armor class of 10, my 18 dexterity brought me down to 6. Awesome. So I can use my crossbow and need a 17 to hit. I can use my staff and need a 21, or I can use the dagger and need a 20. So technically speaking, the dagger is going to give me a better chance of hitting than my staff. So I'm going to keep the dagger, because what we're going to go against, we don't want to waste our crossbow bolts on them. And besides, this is too slow of a weapon. As a matter of fact, I'm going to move that there and that there, because I want this to be in the primary slot. Okay, let's move on. We're equipped. So yeah, we got that. And now hull. This chest. It's normally not a good idea to attempt to break into chests when somebody is in the room. And I'll show you that when we get to the infirmary. But here's Hull's sword. We're going to take it. And then here's an antidote that we're also going to need to do a quest. Let's get back to the game. Boom. Okay. Leave. We got what we need. And did we ever go here?
At any cost.
Boom. We got that. Come over here. There's nothing in this barrel, but there should be like 15 in here. Yep. And now we're going to come into this room. I'm going to show you another trick also, because this is normally something you wouldn't do. Normally, if you talk to an enemy and you would wait for the enemy to approach you, or you would go to the enemy. But since we have a missile weapon, we can actually take this guy out from a distance. Here we go. Enter and stop. Now, I am going to allow him to speak, but I'm going to cut him off quickly. I'm going to give my crossbow, or ready my crossbow, and I'm going to try to pause it in time.
I have a blade with your name on it.
Okay, I have a blade with your name on it. Am I going to let him get into my face? No. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a shot at him before he even gets to me. Remember, rule of thumb, if ever you can take an enemy out from a distance, do it. Don't risk getting yourself in hand-to-hand combat. Now, I'm not saying we're going to hit the guy, but nope. And we were too slow. Okay, so anyway, there, you're Garion's little whelp, aren't you? Well, you don't match the description. Don't look too dangerous to me. So what business is that of yours? I am. Do I know you? I am his child, if that's what you mean. So I think I am going to do this one only because of his little comment he made it in the beginning. So I'm going to take one shot at him, and then I'm going to go to my dagger. So I'll make it my business. Just thought I'd have a look at you before I put a blade down your gullet. And anyway, so he wants to kill us. He's an assassin. And he now turns hostile. Boom. We took a shot at him. We missed.
Yes.
Now it's time to go to the dagger and attack him with the dagger. And this might go on for a while since I'm not proficient. Okay, what's going on over here? Good night, mate. Okay, gonna head to sleep myself. Grumpy Gnome, thanks for the stream. Gosh darn it. Once again, guys, thank you so much for stopping by. I appreciate you. So here we go. He's got a dagger on him. We'll take it just to sell it later. And that's really all that's in this room. If ever you want to see what's in a room, you push the tab key. See, we do have a barrel up there, but there's nothing in it. We can go check it out. It's empty. Move on. And now let's go ahead and keep... Okay, the next stop is the infirmary, which is this building right over here.
Rules are very strict.
Okay, so right here, this is the gate wardens. Soon be gone, will ya? So he's already heard that we're going on a quest. Gorion asked me to teach you a little bit about mass combat. So if we did not know how to play this game, and this is going to teach us combat with a whole party of people. And you would actually get teleported like someplace right down here into this room. And then you would have a bunch of holographic type enemies to attack. But I don't need it. So yes, I appreciate that. I'm in a hurry. I can't spare the time. And then he's all, are you sure? And then I'm all, yeah, you know what? I'm good. Thanks, man. Gorion shall protect me. So here we go. Now we're going to go ahead and end the dialogue. Let's go over here to the infirmary. This is a very risky place because the first thing we're going to do is talk to this priest right here, and he's going to offer us a potion of healing.
Yes.
And there we go.
These walls contain the world's knowledge.
So you're sick? You look rather healthy to me, but you can never tell. Man, right here, are you sick? How many times a day do I ask my students that? Because they always come up, I don't feel good, I got to go see the nurse, got to go see the nurse. See, the problem with that is I was the student that used the nurse as an excuse to get out of class. I can say that now because it's been many, many, many decades since I've been in school. But the funny thing is, whatever you do in your earlier life is going to come back and haunt you. So now I've got kids coming up to me saying, oh man, I'm sick. I don't feel good. I need to go to the nurse. Yeah. And especially when they come up with their best friend and they both say that they've got the same stomach ache or something at the same time. Yeah. But I send them off. Okay, so he's going to give us, yes, that would be nice of you. Boom. All right, then take this potion. So he gave us a potion of healing. Now, there is another potion of healing in here. The only problem is you not only have this priest here, but you have his other like ward type person running around in here someplace. So if you're a thief and you try to break into this to steal the other potion, chances are you're going to get caught. It's not worth it. Just take the one potion and be happy. Now let's talk to Hull.
At any cost.
Coming up here, right over here, this dude is Hull. Okay. Hey kid, woke up late this morning, left my sword in the barracks on duty. You want to go get it for me? It's in the chest at the foot of my bed. Quick now before the gate warden catches me without it. You'll also find an antidote. I think Dreppen needs one for old Nessa. So in the dialogue, we're going to talk to him again. And see, all of these go into a journal, which I can't show you because the journal button is actually behind the chat screen. But everything that we're doing, I don't know. I'm hoping it's over far enough. It probably isn't. Anything that we're doing is going to show up here in the journal. And that way you can always, if you miss a quest, you can go back and do it. Okay, this is Karen. He's a Karen. I heard shouting. Carlo, are you all right? He's dead. Whoever he was, he lunged at me with a knife. No, sorry. It's better you don't ask questions, Karen. You have instructed and inspired me throughout my childhood, and your heart would break to see what just transpired. That's a good answer. We'll do that one. Anyway, going back to Hull. End. So, Hull, thanks, kiddo. He didn't bring you up quite that bad. So, Now here's 20 gold for saving my skin. Now the thing about the 20 gold is that's actually more than you would get if you did not have that 18 charisma. I think he only gives out like 10 gold if you're lower than that, or maybe he even staggers it depending on where your charisma is, but we maxed out with the 20. So here we go. Keep moving. Next stop is River. Now let me put a little bit more accento into that. Riva! He's the storekeeper over here.
By Moradin's hammer!
Okay. I thought I asked you to clean the rats out of this building yesterday already. Hop to it. Get in there. So now we got to kill some rats. The funny thing about this is there's cats in here. So you would think, why couldn't the cats, like here, cat up here, cat, they're good for nothing. If you are evil, you can actually kill the cats. You don't get anything. You may get 1 experience point, but nothing in here is going to hurt you. And even when we attack the rats, they don't hurt us back. One thing I do want to change is my AI in this game. So my script is for advanced. I don't want that, because advanced AI means that you're going to start casting spells that you don't intend to cast, like healing people. I would much rather have complete control and go none. Yeah, this advanced AI is like advanced AI in real life. It's like the robots have a mind of their own. As a matter of fact, what I sometimes do is even go down here, and since I've got a ranged weapon, a lot of times I will just go with fighter ranged attack. And you can see that this kind of is designed for a paladin. And this way the fighter will attack any enemy he sees with a missile weapon he's most proficient with. He'll try to keep his distance, but that's not true, because as soon as we get the first shot off, it's going to take so long to reload. Crossbows are slow until we get the magic one. That as soon as I fire my first shot, I go to my hand weapon and go into hand-to-hand combat. But we'll use this. This is a good one to use. So done and done. Done and done. All right, let's move on. Back to the game. So we got some rats here. We're just going to go ahead and do this. Now the only thing that scares me is once we kill one. Okay, they're closing on us. Good. And I'm using my staff for some reason. I mean, it works. See, the problem here, and this goes back to that whole Iron Crisis thing, is that if you've got the a regular weapon, a sword of any kind, a morning star, a mace, anything that has iron in it, you're risking breaking your weapon. They're really brittle. A staff won't break because it's made out of wood, and magic items do not break either. There should be one more hiding back here.
For now.
Oh, we got him. Okay, good, good, good. Now, Reaver, being a dwarf, dwarves are known to have deep pockets and short arms, which means they don't like to give out coin. And watch this awesome reward that he has for us.
With
By
caution.
Moradin's hammer!
Ah, yes, kill them all like the rats they are. Glorious battle unlike this world's ever seen. Here's 5 gold pieces. Don't spend it all in one place. Yeah, thanks, you little bearded ankle biter, you. So, we're out of here. Anyway, these guys here, remember the Gate Warden was going to teach us mass combat? These people here teach you one-on-one combat. And it's funny because you're going to attack him, but his friend is going to magically appear and start shooting arrows at you. Once again, they're kind of holographic, so you don't see them. Or let me rephrase this. You see them, but they can't harm you. Up here, this is a temple somewhere, the Temple of Agama. So the way temples work, there's 3 different things that you can do at a temple. Could actually talk to the are you the priest? Or no, you're a tutor. I don't see the priest over here. Interesting. Well, the way the temple works is you can buy healing if you need it. You can get potions there. You can buy scrolls over here that might help you. Or you can make donations. And if your reputation gets low, you can always pay gold to raise your reputation higher. Now this is Dreppen. Remember, Dreppen had the problem with Nessa over here, but he's also going to give us another quest. So he's good for 2 quests.
What do you need?
So Philidia left one of her books here again. It's in the hay beside the cow. If you can run over and give it to her, then come back, he's got more plans. Well, that's kind of post-productive. But my question is, hey, Dreppen, what do you know about Philidia playing around in the hay? Kind of makes him sus. So, her book is... Okay, end dialogue. Her book is right here. So we're going to get that. And then we're going to talk to him again about Nessa before we move on.
What do you need?
So nice day, ain't it? Too bad Nessa ain't enjoying it, her being sick and all. Need to get one of them potions of antidote off of Hull. So that was the one we pulled out of his chest. He's staying up drinking last night, blah, 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 blah. So we got it. Now let's give it to him.
What do you need?
Ah, you're a wonder, Yar. Stick with me and we'll go far. So, here again, we lost the, we got a 50 experience. We lost the antidote. Nessa feels better. Okay, over here, priest quarters. Boom. Brace yourself. Another assassin.
Hello?
So, we can try it again. Basically, he's going to walk up to us and say, hey, man, I want to kill you. Didn't Jim Morrison say that? So anyway, we're going to go ahead and initiate this to see if we can get a shot off on him already. Shank and Carbos. Those 2 names are going to come back and haunt us again later on. Okay, we missed. And let's go ahead and go to our dagger. And now let's hear what he has to say. So, enemy sighted. So basically, he's going to say that he wants to... oh, am I paused? There we go. Let me see if we can go up here and see what he says. I'll crush your face. Basically, what he says is, you know what? Are you this person? You kind of look like this person. And I was hired to kill you. So
For now.
we're going to take his dagger. Then we're going to come over and just check all of these things. So this is locked. Let's go ahead and bash it open with this. Failed to force it. I'm really going to find those hotkeys. 7. Is 7 the hotkey? No, it's not. Is 8 the hotkey? No, it's not. 6? Oops, nope. How about F5? No. F6? No. F7? Okay, I don't know where my hotkeys are. Doesn't matter. We'll just keep bashing this thing until we can't bash it anymore.
Again?
There we go. In there.
As needed.
Locked. Failed. I don't know why. Oh, there we go. We successfully did it. And we got a single dagger. Nothing in the barrel. No. A couple gold up here. And now, if you're running a person who's proficient with a hammer, here's where you're going to find a free warhammer. And that's all there is in this room.
Agreed.
So if I don't find any other blunt weapon, and if I encounter a skeleton, I will use that hammer. Or I could use my staff. This is Philidia. Should we ask her what she was doing in the hay? So, I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. Oh my gosh, there is my 1 hour of time. So anyway, I think it looks better like this. So anyway, let's talk to Philidia.
Hello there.
Hello there. Have you seen my copy of the history of Halrua anywhere? And you know what? It just so happens we did.
Hello there.
Hello there. My book. You remind me of Gorion. When you grin like that, yeah, I'm grinning at you because I want to know what you were doing in the hay. But anyway, she gave us a lynx eye gem. So technically, there's only one more quest that we have to complete here, and I'm going to complete it before we log off. Down here, we've got a bunch of preaching mages. If you're familiar with the Forgotten Realms, you might recognize these as the mages from the different winds, the voice of the west, the voice of the south, and of course you got a north and an east in here. And then whoever this dude is down here, he's a chanter. He's his own direction. But anyway, we're going to come a little further past them. You can listen to what they're chanting if you want. A lot of times this game does give hints into the Forgotten Realms.
Greetings, young one.
Okay, this is Tethtoril. Remember in the very beginning when Firebead put us on a quest to get an Identify Scroll? Well, he's got the Identify Scroll. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to take it. And we gained the Identify. Now, here's the thing. We don't need the Identify Scroll. Let me rephrase that. We cannot use the Identify Scroll this early in the game. So you got two choices. One, you can give it to Firebead. Firebead will give you experience, and he'll cast a protection spell on you. It's either protection or heal. Or you can keep it with no penalty. The only thing is you're not going to get the experience that you would get for returning it. We're going to go ahead and return it because we want the experience. And I'll get more into that later also. As you can tell, I'm doing all the quests here because I need this character, Carlo, to have a couple hundred experience points. So we're going back to... Actually, let's go here first and sell off any unnecessary stuff that we don't need.
As clean as an elven arse.
Well, there's your clean as an elven arse again. And the reason we're going to sell off everything that we don't need is because... I'm actually going to sell the Warhammer too. Is because I need slots to put stuff in. Because where we're going is going to be... I'm going to need a lot of slots. Now I'm going to come over here and talk to him.
It's hard to find decent folk nowadays.
Yes, it is. So, boom. Now, he's got his... He lost the identity. We lost it. We gained 50 experience. We also got a potion of healing out of that. And he cast protection from evil on us. So if you ask me, that was a pretty good exchange, even though we weren't injured. Now we're going to go back into the castle grounds to this point right here.
At any cost.
And this is going to be the second most annoying person in the game. Let's call her the third most annoying person. Or the first.
Hey, it's me, Emmeline.
Okay, for some reason, she likes to use... You know what? I'm not even going to tell you. We'll hear her say it. I'm surprised that stuffy old Gorion let you get out of your chores. Old Fiddle Faddle snuck off too. Old Puff Guns Withrumps is looking for me. So... She's basically in the same situation we are. We do chores around Candlekeep. So, now, she obviously wants to spark up a conversation with us. So, I'm afraid I can't chat today, little one. My foster father wishes me to prepare for a journey. Well, that's some pretty intelligent talk right there, but I don't know if I want to talk down to her. Leave me be. I've no time to waste on you, child. No, 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 no. I'm not like that. I'm sorry, child, but I am not to tell anyone where I'm going. I must go. Yeah, no, we're going to do the first one. I can't talk, little one. Little one? I'm not much younger than you. So blah, 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 blah. Anyway, okay, so all right, I'll get the message. I'll ask if you can go with us. There's no way you can come. Gorion wouldn't allow it. Well, we already know that that's true. The thing that we need to contemplate here is, do we want to be direct with her, or do we want to nurture her? There's a good teacher word for you. You would only slow us down. Stay here. No. All right, you know what? There's no way you can come. Gorion would never allow it. Oh, I know. Old stick in the mud. He's worried about, I'm sure. Better go now, because you're on your way to travel. So anyway, that's Emmeline. Here's Gorion. Let's go talk to him.
Oh, my child, I am glad I have found you.
So this is very unnerving. I know. You must trust me. Very important. You pack your possessions and leave. So we're either ready to go now, we need a little bit longer. Please tell me where we're going. What could possibly harm us out there? Or what should I bring with me? You know what? We're ready to go. Boom. And cutscene.
Listen carefully. If we ever become separated, it is imperative that you make your way to the Friendly Arm Inn. There you will meet Khalid and Jahira. They have long been my friends, and you can trust them.
Cure light wounds.
Let's hurry, child. The night can only get worse, so we must find shelter soon. Don't worry. I will explain everything as soon as there is time. Wait, there is something wrong. We are in an ambush. Prepare yourself.
You're perceptive for an old man. You know why I'm here. Hand over your ward and no one will be hurt. If you resist, it shall be a waste of your life.
You're a fool if you believe I would trust your benevolence. Step aside and you and your lackeys will be unhurt.
I am sorry that you feel that way, old man.
Get ready. Get ready for the fireworks.
Get out of here!
The dawn is especially cruel this morning. You awake with the realization that you have not been living some horrible dream. Ambushed, you saw Gorion cut down before your eyes, and even his powerful magic could not stop the onslaught. It was his wish that you flee, but that does not remove the feeling of helplessness that now overwhelms you. Hand over your ward, the armored fiend had said. He was after you and you alone, but why? If only Gorion had given some clue. But now you are alone and lost. Candlekeep is near, but you will find no quarter there. The readers pay for their serenity with rather draconian entry rules, and without Gorion's influence, their doors will remain closed. You will not last long on your own with your meager equipment. Perhaps you can get some help from the friends Gorion mentioned, the ones at the Friendly Arm.
Okay, so that's telling us what our next destination is.
Hey, it's me, Emmeline.
And look who snuck out. Sorry I followed you, but never could get out of Candlekeep with them monks. They're such a bore. Never any decent coin in their pockets either. Saw Gorion, so this is giving you a hint. No decent coin in their pockets. She's a thief. I saw Gorion. I'm so sorry. Kind of figured something bad might happen out here. How could you have known? Gorion didn't even tell me. Or, I don't want you looking over my shoulder. You know what? No. We're going to take her. because she has just become the thief in our party. So here we go. I accidentally read the letter on his desk. Okay, accidentally could be in quotes. Can't remember exactly what it said, but might still have. It might be there on his body. So we're going to go. That gives us a hint to check the body. I'm not going to let you wander out here alone. Never let a friend down. No, sir. Stick with you until you say otherwise. I will. Okay. So now Emmeline joined us over here. And the first thing we're going to do is let's take a look at Emmeline so we can kind of see what her stats
You're a queer
are.
fellow.
And then after we check out her stats, we're going to save the game and then move on from here. Actually, that'll be the end of this recording. So first thing we want to do is actually equip her. So she's got a wand of magic missiles, which is going to be very important with where we're going. She's got 3 potions of healing, and notice these do stack. They stack up to 10. And she's got this potion of speed here. Now, the thing about this, I don't plan on using this, but I'm taking it out of here so she can carry more stuff down there. She does have her own bow that she comes with. And remember, these stack in 80s. So we can actually move that over there. And now what I'm going to do is take the rest of these arrows and give them to Emmeline. That is why we purchased those. And I've got my own 2 potions of healing here. And I'm going to go into crossbow mode. All right, her stats. Boom. She has a strength of 9, which is absolute garbage, but that doesn't matter since she's using a bow and arrow. Dexterity of 18. She is probably the best thief that you're going to get early on in this game. She has a constitution of 16, which is actually the highest constitution you can have for a non-fighter character. And so she'll get a +2 to her dexterity for that. Or her armor class, I'm sorry. Intelligence, 17 is 1 less than her maximum she can have. So actually with an intelligence of 17, she can already be dual classed into a mage. And more on that later. Wisdom 11, that score doesn't mean anything. And if for some reason you do not have a charismatic front person, you can always put her in the front with a 16 charisma, and she'll probably benefit you nicely in some ways. So she's got 9 experience points right now. Her next experience level is at 1250. She's a first level thief, and the rest of this is blah, blah, blah. Now, the one interesting thing is, what does she specialize in? So she specializes in a short bow and a short sword. There is a good short sword in this game that we will be giving her later. And customize, I'm actually going to take her out of her advanced AI and put her into thief. Oh, where did we go with her? I think it was thief ranged. So she's going to use her bow and arrow whenever she can. When she's not using it, she's looking for traps. And they're actually, I know where the traps are. And if it becomes too much of a nuisance where she just starts looking for traps and looking for traps, we'll change that to just ranged. Okay, that is our party. So now we got Carlo up in the front. We have Emmeline. Let's go ahead and do this button here. So now we got both of them. Let's pause it so they don't get upset with us. And we're ready to start this game. Let's go ahead and call this quits for now. I'm going to go ahead and do a quick save. And then we're going to jump right into episode number 2 because I do like to pre-record out a little ways. Oh my gosh, it's getting hot in here already. I should have put the AC on, but 88 outside. It feels like 108 in here. All right, guys. let's go ahead and do the quick save here. Boom. And with that said, I want to say thank you for joining me. If you like this episode, give me a like. If you didn't like it, give me a sympathy like. And you know what? For Jun Kit, 23 likes for the raid that he did on our channel. Oh my God. You're golden. You're a legend, dude. All right, here we go. If you're watching me on Twitch, please hit the follow button. If you're watching me on YouTube, please hit the subscribe button. If you do either of those things, please tell 10 of your family, friends, and pets about my channel. If you don't know 10 family, friends, and pets, tell 5 of them twice. If you don't know 5 family, friends, and pets, go out, buy yourself a hamster, name the hamster Boo, and if you get that reference, leave a comment below. If you don't get the reference, keep watching. You will. All right, guys, I am Grumpy Gnome. I'm out of here in 5, 4.